Okay, this is May 18th, special council meeting. It is 7:21. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
McKeever.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Wirebaugh.
Here.
Potter.
Here.
Sherrick. Here. Spiegel. Young.
Here.
Granting permission for visitors to speak. Seeing none, consideration of proposed legislation for the first time.
Ordinance number 22-2023, an ordinance amending ordinance number 10-2023, establishing the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of the various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and enacting in its place legislation pertaining to the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. Ordinance number 23-2023, amending ordinance number 44-2022, as amended by ordinance number 12-2020, as amended by ordinance number 42-2020, the table of human resource staffing organization for the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to accept this as a first reading?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak on legislation read for the first time.
Vicki Dishon, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. In the years that I've worked with the city on Billet's, Manpower's preparing legislation, the billet was always passed first because that established the personnel. Like if you hired or you wanted to make a new position, you changed your billet. The Manpower ordinance would be passed second because that makes reference to the personnel that's on the billet, and that's personnel as far as those that are not affected by collective bargaining contracts. So I'm questioning if we need to...
We had this come up previously, and I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't we have the discussion that if they're passed on the same date, because it doesn't stipulate which one was passed first as a time, just the date?
But you're...
I think that's what Mr. Gerner had told us before, is that, and I'm asking the question because it doesn't stipulate, when you go back and look at that next year, you're not going to know which one was passed first. They're both passed on the same date.
Well, question came up when you want to appropriate monies and you're going to have a new fund. First, you want to establish the fund, the category, subparagraph, whatever you want to call it. In other words, if someone says, I want to appropriate X number of dollars into this fund, if the fund hasn't been established, you need to establish that fund first. So you want to pass that legislation first, and then you appropriate money into the established fund. So if you do them all on the same day...
Yeah, I think that was what that conversation entailed from.
I mean, it's obvious, you guys will do what you want. I'm just saying that I believe your billet needs to go first, and then your Manpower goes second.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a big issue that council would pass 22 first and then pass 23.
23, then 22.
That's what he meant.
Yeah.
I can't read my own scratch. 23 and then pass 22. All the Manpower Act, the only change is that it changes from 7 lifeguards to 12 lifeguards, and the billet does the same thing. But we had to do it with the Manpower Act because the Manpower, or the lifeguards are not unionized employees. But yeah, absolutely. I think it would be a great idea to pass 22 and then 23.
No,
23 and then 22?
Yes, stop reading backwards. 23 and then 22.
Do that. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, referring back to originating committee, proposed ordinance 22-2023, Manpower referred back to finance, and proposed ordinance 23-2023, Billet referred back to finance. Committee report of pending legislation, finance.
Finance is favorable to proposed ordinance 23-2023, the Billet, and finance is also favorable to proposed ordinance 22-2023, the Manpower.
Don't you think the numbers need to be split?
I think
No.
that's what I was getting at with
Okay,
asking you that, yeah.
So, yes, and I said, you
Can
know,
we
we
do
pass
that?
the billet first, but yes, you need to switch your numbers around. The billet should be 22 and the manpower should be 23.
Can we change those?
You would, I mean, you could.
Like
you would
amended?
just-
We've done that before. We've passed stuff with an older number. I mean, they don't actually get passed in order just because it has a number.
The number is just when it hits the clerk of council's office.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of different things. I mean, you could pass something because it has 3 readings, but it's got a number predating the emergency.
And I know, Kevin, you made the comment that no one would know which piece was passed first. Well, when you listen to your audio recording or you watch your video, that shows you which one's passed first.
Fair enough.
Yes.
So we're allowed to amend the numbers without anything, just,
I don't think we need to.
I'm
We'll
just gonna
just
do
pass 23 first.
I'm gonna do 22. Okay. Further consideration of pending legislation. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 23-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. McKeever.
Myers?
Yes.
McKeever?
Yes.
Wireball?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Sherrick? Yes. Spiegel? Young?
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 23-2023?
So moved.
Take it whichever way you want.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Mr. Myers.
McKeever?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Wireball?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Sherrick? Yes. Spiegel? Young?
Yes.
Proposed ordinance 23-2023 is duly adopted. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 22-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. McKeever.
Myers?
Yes.
McKeever?
Yes.
Wireball?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Sherrick? Yes. Spiegel? Young?
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 22-2023?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. Potter.
Myers?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Sherrick? Yes. Spiegel? Young?
Yes.
McKeever?
Yes.
Wireball?
Yes.
Proposed ordinance 22-2023 is duly adopted. Any public participation? A motion to excuse Mr. Spiegel?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I
Motion
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Mr. McKeever, a second by Ms. Sherrick. We are adjourned at
7:30.
7:30.